I'm Peter Brady. This is Unabashedly Brady. I launched my podcast some months ago and got a lot of great feedback from a lot of people, from men and women and professionals and young and old, and people from all kinds of walks of life. Lots of great feedback of more or less asking a question of what's next, more or less asking a question of what some of the things in my pilot meant. One of the references was, if you're getting 80% on life, you're doing really well, and what does that mean? And I kind of just need to get into it. And this one's going to be about fitness for men. But the overarching concept and where Unabashedly Brady's going is into being reasonable, it's being accountable, it's being trained. And when you hit a spot of physical fitness, when you hit a spot of mental and emotional awareness, when you are trained, then you can hold yourself accountable for the new standard you made, and that new standard is what's going to make you proud of yourself, and being proud of yourself is going to help you lead. Concept of getting over 80% on life has to do with the obvious categories that we have in our lives. We have obvious categories of physical fitness and what we eat. There is mental and spiritual intelligence and training that can show up in this world. Everybody has an aspect or a concept of spirituality, and a lot of times we put it on a shelf. We have an understanding of psychology and we put it on a shelf. We have an understanding of all these things, and then we wonder why our lives are not well led. We wonder why things are in disarray, and we wonder why people around us are not meeting a standard that we want them to, and often it's because we're not meeting the standard and leading the standard ourselves. When I said if a person can get 80% on life, that means physically fit, they're doing okay, they have a plan. Mental and emotional training and learning, they have a plan, they're reading books, they know things. Family of origin, they know their family of origin and their past traumas that came from those areas, and more importantly, their family's abuses, whether they be aggressive or passive aggressive. So when you're looking at all these aspects, who are your friends? When you isolate that question, who are your friends? Would you say you had good friends that lead you to being accountable, that hold you accountable? Or do you have people that go out and promote you to cheat or don't care one way or the other if you're honoring your other relationships? When you continue to look at all the different segments of your life, your career, your physical health, your personal health, your emotional health, financial health, which is not exactly career, when you look and rate yourself based off of certain standards, how are you doing? Are you proud of yourself? If you're doing great in business and you're doing great in emotional IQ, but you're physically unfit, you do have something to work on. You can't just sit there. If you're physically fit, but your emotional IQ and your professional IQ is down, then you're not going to be proud of yourself. There's only going to be one part of your life that you're going to be proud of, and that's not enough to do it in the morning. So let's hit first on physical fitness. For mental health, physical health, financial health, physical fitness is great. Financial health, the easy one is if you can keep your physical health at a very low cost, you're doing something physical and you're improving yourself while not spending money. Another thing, a physical health leads to emotional and psychological health, because as we continue to get healthier and healthier, we get more and more proud, while at the same time we're getting a lot of good chemicals. So let's go down the road and let's set a standard. Ladies, if you're watching, I really want to teach men how to set a standard. The double-edged sword of that is they're going to have a standard when it's all said and done. This podcast, as I said in my pilot, is dedicated to the ladies that I was not trained to lead. I wasn't trained to keep all categories of my life clean, to know my family of origin, to understand how to work on my own abuses. And after a while, I was able to take some accountability, go to therapy, get some things fixed up. But I didn't know some of these things, and It doesn't mean anyone else around me was perfect. It's just I wasn't trained to lead. And for that, I want to reach out to the world and help men learn how to be proud of themselves, teach them to train themselves, set a standard, and then ladies, this is a standard you can hold your men to. So let's get into the physical fitness part. If you're already physically fit, just keep doing your thing, but listen to this, because I would recommend you adding this to your regimen, because it's really a long-term solution. I would recommend, if you are not physically fit, you take a listen to this. I think all men every 2 to 3 days should be able to do 4 or 5 sets of push-ups of their age. Sit-ups, sit-up count, that's equivalent to the year of age. And curls and shoulder exercises, lots of stretching, lots of hydration, and leg exercises. So the standard should be every 2-3 days, you have a regimen where you warm up, you stretch, you get a yoga mat, you get a foam roller, you get watermelon juice, or you get coconut water. You do something like maybe watch a funny movie and just make it a habit, make it a fun habit. And down the road, if you have a significant other, they can join you in that fun habit as well, because it's pretty low impact. I think I came up with this because I was swimming 5 times a week and before COVID, and after COVID, they took my pools away. After that, I didn't want to be controlled by not being able to get in the pool every day. So I came up with one workout I knew I could rely on every single day, or if I'm traveling for work, or no matter where I'm at in the world, I can do most, if not all, the exercise. So I would say the bare minimum standard is every 2 to 3 days, you do 4 sets of push-ups. And if you're 25, do 4 sets of 25. If you're 55, then start off, let's say, at 4 sets of 5. And then every week, just add 1. And it's a slow, long crawl, but it'll show consistency and it'll make you proud of you. Same thing with sit-ups. If you're 55 and you're not doing any sit-ups, start with 4 sets of 5 every other day. When you get above 40 push-ups and 40 sit-ups, then you're gonna wanna separate them by about 3 days. So every 3 days you gotta work out. I had heard a doctor say that at that kind of extreme amounts of push-ups, you should let your body rest a little longer. So you go in, the standard is every other day or every 3 days, you pick a funny movie or a movie you want to watch or music you want to listen to. You make it a point to relax. You make it a point to do something that's going to be consistent, make you proud over time. It's going to de-stress your body. It's going to stretch you. It's going to relax you. It's also, if you're watching a funny movie or doing something, it's going to be multitasking, because there's a lot of physical and emotional and mental health benefits from watching something funny and laughing. So laugh, consume something that hydrates you, stretch, do 4 sets of push-ups, 4 sets of sit-ups, 4 sets of curls, 4 sets of shoulder exercises, and pick a leg exercise like squats. If you're going to be using like simple dumbbells, then do your whatever you're going to do with your curls, do that also with your legs by holding the dumbbells. At this point, I would say that diet is kind of interesting. My personal opinion, I take Alpha Brain. I'm not going to be selling Alpha Brain here. Just Google Alpha Brain, go get some. Hydrate with coconut water, watermelon juice, or good purified water. I would recommend fruits, vegetables, and meat on days you don't work out. On the day you work out, if you're going to have carbs, do it that day so you burn them. I'm not a doctor. It's just seemed to work better for me. It's just my suggestion. Also, there's also quality of life. No one's going to be 100% on physical fitness, and if they are, they're probably costing themselves on emotional fitness or the ability to be intimate, or robbing themselves of hobbies or other things that they could be doing for fun. At the end of the day, if you have a workout regimen and your diet is fairly clean, not perfect, it'll be a box you can check off that you're proud of yourself and a standard you can set. And it is my belief that as a man, if there is a danger around, it is my job, and that's how I was taught, that as a man, I'm supposed to protect women and children. And at times, even men that are smaller than me or out of shape or they're being ganged up on. At this point, every single man has a standard I believe we need to meet. And I kind of look around and men aren't really meeting that. So my call to you men is set a standard. Workout, I'm going to post the entire workout on my Instagram. And ladies, if you meet a man and he's not in shape, let him know that there are certain expectations that are kind of necessary of a man. It doesn't mean he has to be skinny. I've met so many men that are in shape that I would consider fluffy, but women are all over him because he can physically move. He's a bear. He's kind of an alpha. And no, you can't see his abs, but you understand how strong and how physically dangerous he is and how much protection you have around him. So this isn't about seeing abs. It's knowing that you can physically maintain yourself, that you're strong enough. And we're going to go more into physical fitness, but again, let's go through every single category and see how we rate. So on this one category as a man, ask yourself, how do you rate? The other thing I want to recommend is being outside, being with friends, friends you can trust or significant partner. Or something else that's a standard is that you need to get outside with loved ones. Right now, I'm out on a lawn and spending some time around trees and spending a time putting my feet either in the grass or in the dirt or in the sand or in the water. This is very, very healthy, very relaxing, and we don't prioritize it enough. Another healthy activity is bicycling. Go get a bike. Do some other things that keep you out there, keep you going. I recommend playing basketball or City League volleyball, where you can get some like-minded people who want to be healthy and have fun. This is really, really good also for getting your cardio in. Even if you're in a city, you can be in nature. Even if you're in a city, you could find a piece of grass or go sit by a river. And if you can't, make it a priority to do so. Make your priority to get out of that city and go out. Most of us are really good at Netflix now. Most of us are very good at Instagram. Most of us are very good at this. We're not doing very good at socializing, and our relationships suck. I think there's a lot of data points. Divorce, not doing really well. Physical fitness, not doing very well. Relationships, people feeling loved and led and taken care of and protected and having people show up for each other. It's not happening. So let's go point by point and make this very simple. If I do this over 80% of the time, then I'm going to be proud of myself in each one of these regions, and I'm never going to be perfect, but I am going to set a standard, and this standard equally will protect me. If the people around me are not moving forward with the same standard, then I'm not going to put either my heart or my bank account or my time in their hands. And it's nothing to do with who you do or who you don't like. It's that you have to set a standard in your own life, and that will attract the people that you need. And at the very least, even if you end up completely all alone, you will be proud of yourself and know that you set a standard of how you take care of yourself. You set a standard, and moving forward, we'll talk about this, of what you know about psychology, what your direction is for spirituality, what your purpose is, how you volunteer, how you have fun, what you're interested in, economics, career, minded, how your brain views your career, how your brain figures out money. Even as simple as if you can make a certain amount of money but you can't afford to live in the city, hey, is it time to migrate? On the next podcast, we're going to talk about family of origin. The third podcast, we're going to be talking about past relationships, working on ourselves, and as we work on ourselves, when we get into a relationship or start dating, do we let people know where we've been? So I look forward to these next coming things, because I think we got a lot of solutions coming up, a lot of standards, and it's going to be a standard that you can revert to, a standard that you can make your new true north, a standard that will make you accountable to your physical, mental, and emotional health, and accountable to leading those around you in physical, mental, and emotional health by setting the standard. I'm Peter Brady. This is Unabashedly Brady.